I know we do, folks. Your boy Marcus 1225 numbers after the name. A little Wasteland Wednesday over here, a little murder game, man. This is actually pretty funny. My first match on Anthropoid. Never played it before. I had seen it and made like a handful of videos just when I was like kind of watching like some live stream or something. Somebody would play it, so I had a general idea as to like what was going on. But my first time playing it over here, I roll up with the M1 Garand, man, because I think I needed to complete a challenge or something, and I was like, whatever, might as well just play with the M1 Garand, see what happens over here. And the results I was pretty happy with, as you'll see over here, putting on the Wasteland Wednesday. I want to talk about the M1 Garand, then I can talk a little bit about Anthropoid, man. M1 Garand is dope, man. Like, it is a really, 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 really good gun. It competes at like all distances, which is kind of crazy. Although I believe by far its best distance, its best way of being used is at a longer range. But I found that like even up close, you can put in some work, man, because that 2 like hit like kill is real, man. Like that thing is a beast. So it's 2 shots to kill up close, and for a good distance actually. And then it turns into 3 at like really, really long distances or something along those lines. But for the most part, I always felt it was 2 shot. I honestly remember having a 3 shot. Maybe I do at some point in this video, but I don't remember necessarily having a 3 shot. So it was pretty cool, man. It was a good weapon to use. I used it mainly in war, and I was pretty skeptical about it when the game came out. I tried it out, and immediately when I saw it was like 8 bullets, single fire, hell no. Like that to me was such a quick negative. I was like, nah, man, that's not the kind of lifestyle I'm about to live. Like I can't be doing that kind of stuff to myself. Like I need to do something a little bit better with my time. But I would definitely consider rethinking that if that was like especially like your initial kind of idea behind it. It is definitely worth like looking at it again over here, and you could expand it with. Well, you could expand it to 12 bullets, but then again, 12 bullets isn't really necessarily much with extended mags. But the point is that with the 2-shot like kill, being able to kill with 2 shots, it puts in work. You do some serious damage with that bad boy over there. Now, it's not the best for long streaks, as you could imagine, right? Because it's only got 8 bullets. At best, you could kill 4 people. And we all know that you're going to miss. Like, it ain't like you're going to be like 100% automatic and hit it all the time. Like, you're going to miss some shots. So, you know, proceed with caution. I felt like it did a pretty good job in the headshot challenge. Like, I felt like I got that pretty quickly. And that was pretty cool. But it puts in work, man. And I'm considering kind of keeping it up still on Anthropoid because... And I think I got a little bit lucky when I played this map with this gun. It really lines up well, man. Recoil is minimum at best. The fire rate is obviously pretty slow, but that helps you kind of get that laser focused over there on the recoil, which is pretty cool. And then the damage to top it off is like pretty nasty, and you kind of add that all up, and you got yourself a good gun. I wasn't able to use it too well with the iron sights. I don't necessarily think they're horrible. I just wasn't able to use them too well. I had the red dot on there, and I think the other attachments I had, like when I run on infantry, it would just be like a grip. And extended mags sometimes, but sometimes I kind of ran straight up to you without extended mags on it. It's really relative to whatever the hell you want to do, but I would recommend extended mags. I think extended mags will help. Again, those extra 4 bullets will be good. And don't be scared of having like close gunfights, man. The gunfights so far, obviously, I feel like pretty good and easier because you have an advantage with your distance and your weapon and whatnot. But you can fight people up close too, man, and you'll notice I'm constantly moving over here, man. Like, I am not really stopping for anything on this map. I'm trying to find a little bit longer engagements, and maybe I'll, like, sit and wait at a head glitch for a hot second just to see if something happens over here, especially on Anthropoid, where there's a lot of, like, wide open and wide lanes, which is why I feel like it's a pretty good map for this gun. But I wasn't scared of bucking it up over there and getting in people's faces with that M1 Garand as well when I was using it, man. And it's a pretty damn good gun. I understand why they were talking about maybe removing it from competitive, because in the wrong hands, this thing is a monster. I guess in the right hands, if you want to label it that way, I still would take the bar over it by far. To me, the peak of like a single-fire weapon doesn't compare to the peak of an automatic weapon. It's just a matter of whether you control that automatic weapon enough to get to the damage and get to the recoil of the single fire, because those are kind of the big areas of strength that historically single fire weapons have had in Call of Duty. Now, talk a little bit about Anthropoid. It's dope, man. I mean, I like all 3 of the maps that they added over here in the DLC. I like 2 that we're getting shipment. That's pretty cool. A little added like bonus over there. I'm not necessarily crazy about shipment either way, but it's just cool to add another more map. All of a sudden, the rotation's kind of like, you know, coming alive. Although it's composed of like Winter Carrington and the Resistance remake, and you know, it's not necessarily, I don't know, it doesn't compare to other Call of Duties of how they were previously. But at least now the rotation is actually a rotation rather than just playing the damn same map, you know. And I'm not playing the Ardennes Forest every like 2 games, and you'll actually know some diversity on the channel over here because I'm not like, yeah, I play the Ardennes Forest every 3 couple games, and I get a Wasteland Wednesday. It's dope, and I love the Ardennes Forest. But I, you know, give it to me every like 5 to 10, you know, not every like 2 to 3 games if I, you know, could pick. But Anthropoid is pretty dope, man. A lot of long range lines of sight, a lot of different ways and unique ways. I feel like to cut in the middle. You could swim. You could really like strap on airborne. I have done this sometimes. Actually did it last night, man. I strapped on an airborne class with the PPSH and just went all around the map with some machine gun and just kind of kept putting in that murder game. You could do that as well. So there's a lot of different things that you could do on this map and a lot of different play styles that I feel go pretty well. A lot of people just kind of camp out over here where I'm at right now, even with like a sniper rifle, or I guess you could do it with an M1 Garand as well because it puts in work like that. And look over there, Objective B is over there too. I played Dom last night, and B is a toughie. There's so many different angles of kind of getting it over there, and you're kind of huddling around this little hut that I was just standing at right now. So a lot of different things you could do over here on Anthropoid. It's pretty tight. And if I want to talk a little bit about the other maps, Resistance is Resistance, or I think it's called Occupation in this one, whatever. It's pretty cool. And Valkyrie is the one I've played the least, and probably the one I like the least out of the 3. But it's still pretty solid, and I feel like all 3 maps are very good additions to the rotation. I'm looking forward to play a little more time with your boy Marcos, man. Murder game.